Gatekeeper, open the portals between the gods and mortals. Power freely flows as our magic grows.
Hello and welcome to Part the Mist. We're going to be talking about spring equinox.
This is a bonus episode, raw. Lightly edited,
anyway.
lightly edited.
Lightly edited, uncensored, making sure that you can hear everyone pretty much is what's going to happen for editing.
Great taste, fewer calories.
Yes, exactly. We want to make sure there's no F-bombs or anything being dropped to keep a rating.
Sure. So I can't do my normal placeholder that I do when I'm talking off the air. But basically what we're going to be doing is between episodes, since we normally tend to record episodes before Ritual, but the episodes come out after Ritual, it's kind of awkward to sit and talk about how our personal rituals went and tell you, our opinions on how awesome we are. So we're releasing these bonus episodes for you guys, so you can get a little taste of what we do in Ritual and stuff.
Yes, and our last ritual was Spring Equinox, which was the return of Kore, which was a Hellenic Greek ritual. And we're very fortunate to have with us Ember. Ember, hello.
Hello.
Do you mind talking a little about yourself, what you do, who you are, that sort of thing?
Wow, okay. My name's Ember, and I currently hold office as Chief Druid of the Columbia Proto-Grove, soon to be Grove. And, wow, what else can I say? Pretty much that I've been in the pagan community for about 20 years, was Wiccan for about 13 of those years, now consider myself a polytheist, and I am a Amazonian redhead, so there you go. What else would you like to know?
Well, thank you. I mean, with this episode, we're just going to be, just shooting the bleep,
Shooting the bleep?
Shooting the bleep, yes.
If we're going to be tagging this as not a clean episode, I think you can say what you mean there.
Oh, yes.
We'll try not to drop any F-bombs, but everything else is
then if you didn't know, it was shooting the shit, just to let you know.
Okay.
Good. All right, okay.
I love to shoot the shit. Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
So starting with you, Arin, to put you on the spot.
Sure. I'm never on the spot.
No,
Let's go ahead and do that.
All right. So you didn't have a part. Actually, you did have a part.
I invoked Hestia.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I didn't. Glenn did Apollo. I did Hestia, lady of the heart.
He did Perseus.
Perseus, you're
right.
He did
Perseus. You did.
Apollo was not in this
Apollo wasn't in this one, no.
Because this is a Greek...
Apollo... Okay, just so you might not know this. Apollo is the Roman form of the Greek Apollon. So that's the N at the end of Apollo is the Greek one.
Now, is Apollon some kind of bee that...
No, shut up. That's terrible. No. Oh, God.
So, anyway,
wow.
Yes, Return of Kore was a Hellenic Greek ritual. I did have a part. I invoked Hestia, so I got to be involved in all of the pre-practicing and all that stuff. This is actually our second recording, just so you guys know. We recorded this a little bit earlier when we were talking to Amber /Spider. And she was not involved at all in any of the pre-stuff. She didn't have a part, and so she kind of got to talk about how awesome it was to be a member of the Grove and not to have a part, and how kind of freeing that was for once. But I don't know. I did have a part. It was awesome. I felt really good about it. This was our first time doing Ritual with a memorized script, and that was amazing. It felt I felt so much more in the moment, not having a piece of paper. Of course, I kind of cheated a little bit.
Don't tell them that.
Well, I'm bard leader, so I do have to have my music cues, like any good director. But for my actual invocation, I had no piece of paper in front of me, so I got to stand up there and I got to invoke Hestia with the fullest of my being.
Fullest of being. Well,
yeah.
Well, okay.
So,
all right.
John, you co-led it.
I'm still going to ask you another question.
Oh, cool! I get more questions.
Yes,
awesome.
You get more questions. Since you're more of the Celtic persuasion,
yeah.
in terms of how the ritual flow and just the overall sense of not just saying like, oh, it's great. I mean, that doesn't really help our listeners.
Hey guys, it was really awesome.
Oh, God. I'm trying to pull more information from you if you kind of get my drift.
Sure. I've drunk most of my cider here,
okay.
So, but I don't know. What do you want from me, dude?
Oh, I know. I remember after ritual, you had told me how when you looked at Persephone and Demeter.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, sure. During that was during the praise offerings. And I kind of forgot to go out and get a specific praise offering for Persephone and Demeter. So instead, we were singing an offering song the whole time everybody was getting up and doing their praise offerings, and I knelt down in front of Persephone and Demeter, and I looked up at them, and I sang my song to them, and I sang it from my heart, and at first, they were looking around, they were enjoying all the attention they were getting from everyone, and they were enjoying watching the praise offerings that were going on, and as I'm singing, I noticed their attention coming on, like directing towards me, and it just had a very clear feeling of I'm looking at the deities. I am not looking at the people personifying them, but I am actually looking at the deities themselves, which is kind of an odd sensation for me because I'm not used to seeing them in physical form.
One thing I'd just like to add, which makes Hellenic and Roman rituals very unique, opposed to some of the Norse and Celtic, is the Romans and the Greeks viewed that people could invoke the deities and draw them into them, and then they become the physical manifestation of deities. You would see a pregnant woman in Rome would be the personification of Juno, so people would come up and make offerings to the woman as Juno. Mm-hmm. So in our Roman rituals and our Greek rituals, we have people who would actually go off and do their own rite, which Ember will mention in a minute, go off and do their own rite, and invoke those deities into them, so they're not them anymore. They're just kind of in the back seat.
Yeah, and so the meat of our Return to Kori ritual was actually a passion play of with three of our members representing Hecate and Demeter and Kori / Persephone, calling them into them and being the physical personification of these deities.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about that?
That's what happened. When I was asked if I'd be willing to do the role of Kore / Persephone, I was like, sure. Even though, funny side fact, even though technically the lady who played Demeter is only 9 years older than me, so we joked that she was a young mother. It was an amazing experience. All three of us, while the rest of the ritual was going on, before we had to hit our cue, we were off to the side invoking our respective deities. And it was really interesting in hindsight to see how the energy just kind of shifted. I remember looking at the lady who invoked Demeter, Lisa. Bless her heart, she was very nervous. She wasn't used to speaking in public or playing a role like in a play. So she was nervous that she was going to forget her lines or make mistakes, and we kept reassuring her that she would be absolutely fine. Once she drew in Demeter, there was an automatic change. You could actually see her being very calm and very grounded. And bless her heart, Lisa did not forget one single line. She did an amazing job. For my personal experience, it was interesting. I have never worked with Kore or Persephone before. The energy, how can I explain it? She was very young. She loved chocolate. One of the offerings was like these chocolate brownies, and she was giddy about that. Like, oh, how I've missed these. Like, give me some, give me some. When she saw her mother, Demeter, there were actual tears. We both cried, and for me personally, some old, deep mother issues came up for me, so that was kind of cathartic. And throughout the ritual, again, I can only speak from the Persephone side, she loved it. She was so happy to be, back on top again, out from the underworld. She was sitting there listening to songs, seeing all these people. She had a garland of flowers. She was so happy to be with her mother. I mean, they held hands. They even traded inside jokes, for crying out loud, which I thought was hilarious. She even did a special prayer. One part of the ritual was we handed out these woven cloth crowns for people to wear and to take home with them. And Persephone went ahead and did the blessing on behalf of Demeter. And when she was done, she actually sat back down and patted her mother's knee, and she was like, "That was for you, Mama." I mean, she was very much like, "That was all for you, because I love you," type of thing. There was no energy of guilt or anger or codependence or anything. There was just love. There was just love and happiness to see each other again, which I thought was amazing. And then when people were giving their offerings, it was great. Both of them loved it. They both loved the little children that would come up and give their offerings. And when it came time to leave, we went outside, Demeter and Persephone. We shared more of the chocolate brownie because they really liked that. And we danced under Helios's rays, or actually the Helios sun, to be more accurate. And when we bid them adieu, I didn't have to do much. Persephone pretty much went lickety-split, like, "Cool, thanks, I'm out of here." It was like giving the keys to a 17-year-old daughter and she was going off for a joyride. I mean, seriously, that was like the energy that I felt, where she was like, "This was cool, I had fun, but I gotta go." That was the feeling that I got, and it was overall, it was a very cool experience, and yeah.
All right, shall I? All right, this is my turn. Well, I co-led this ritual. Okay, thank you. I co-led this ritual with Mama Gaia, who was supposed to be here today, but was unable to come due to work. My job was very minimal in this one. My whole idea with these rituals is I don't want to be the senior druid who does all rituals. I want people to experience this and do this without the need of my help. So my idea is to have other people do rituals, and I just do my ancestor ritual once a year. So I was just here to help Christina out. This was her second ritual.
She did an amazing job.
She did an amazing job, yes. Yeah, she did an absolutely fantastic job. So I was just there just in case. Mm-hmm. I can't say any. It went really, really well. Everyone was really happy. Originally, we were supposed to be outside, but the Pacific Northwest weather here kind of sucks. So the weather changes, and so we didn't want to be rained on, so we went inside. We had about 45 people show up, so we were crammed in this small room, and it went fantastic. I mean, we were joking towards the end. At the end of our rituals, we have everybody hold hands, and we sing "Walk with Wisdom." And so I was holding Mama Guy's hand, and the next person away from me was pretty far away, so I kind of did the splits. That was you.
That was me.
So I was doing the splits, and they thought it would be a great idea to start walking back and forth while I lose. Now, mind you, I am wearing my Roman garb, which is a tunic, and I just had underwear underneath. So I was out going to flash everybody because I was about to fall. So and everyone was laughing. That was pretty funny. But in the case of how the ritual ran and everything, it's always a blessing seeing just to look some people's eyes and faces and just seeing how happy that this is what I came here to do. I came here to have a good time, and we really hit the nail on that one.
One of the things I kind of liked is that we had exactly enough crowns for everyone there. We didn't have any extras, and every single person got to have one.
Yeah.
As one of my friends would always say, it's all choreographed.
Yeah. We planned it that way. One of the interesting things with this ritual, and Ember already hit on it, was the quote unquote drawing down the moon aspect of this ritual.
Yeah, some people were not used to that.
No. In Druidry, it doesn't happen very often. So to see some of the members never seeing that before, it is a new experience.
That's true, and the three of us that did it, we've had experience doing that, whether it be in pagan circles or Wiccan circles, because, well, that's one skill that you have to learn, especially if you want to, draw down the moon, so to speak. So, and for all three of us, it wasn't a full drawdown. It was more just like, okay, we're just going to sit in the back seat here and let you drive for a little bit, but it's not like, we got kicked out of the car.
One thing I wanted to bring up was Demeter, her reaction to you and Ember / Persephone.
Yeah, she didn't like that very much. So essentially, I was escorting. Remember, I was escorting you out, and I was like, "Go escort her out." So I said, and then. Lisa,
Persephone loved it because she was just like,
yeah. Well,
arm candy.
Lisa told me later that the first thought was like, why is he touching my daughter?
Oh, I did not know that. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so if there's a certain god of the underworld sitting out there, it's the 21st century. Get your wife some chocolates. God
there you go.
Yeah, really, chocolate brownies, dude. Doesn't take much.
So here you have it, guys. This is our bonus spring equinox summary podcast. And I think we're going to go ahead and just end it here. Is there anything else you guys like to say before we end this?
Live long and prosper.
Yeah, there you go.
May the force be with you.
Not all who wander are lost.
No.
Come on, we got to meet all the fandoms here.
I know. So look forward.
Chevrons are lost.
Yeah.
Never give up, never surrender.
I'm face palming right now, like the double face palm card right now. So anyway, to wrap this up, be on the lookout for episode 3, which will be airing on May 1st. So again, thank you guys very much for listening. If you like what you hear, please rate us on iTunes and Stitcher. So
email us ptmpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, that's it. All right,
cool.
Well, see you guys
next time.
See you later. See you later. See you later. See you later. See you later.